So whatever you need there. Okay, just want to make sure that's going. As always with this class, because we work more with the visual and vestibular system, really making sure to take care of yourself. If you find that you're getting dizzy or nauseous as we start doing some of that kind of work, close your eyes, slow down, take a break. You can grab some water, just kind of to help reset the body. So just making sure to take care of yourself there. And I think that's it, just as a reminder for next week. So we'll be here next Tuesday, or I'll be teaching next Tuesday, but I won't be teaching next Thursday. I'm taking some time off. So no class next Thursday, but we'll pick up in the new year. Okay, let's get going. I'm gonna leave my socks on until we get to the feet today. But if you're feeling warmer than I am, feel free to take your socks and shoes off if that's safe and available for you. Okay, so just coming to a seated or standing grounding position. I'll have you close your eyes. And let's put one hand on the chest today, one hand on the low belly. Starting with your breath. Seeing if you can bring your breath back to nasal breathing, back to that really quiet, deep belly breathing. I want you to set your intention for class today and maybe even the next couple of days moving forward. And just taking a body inventory scan here. So noticing what parts of your body feel good to you today, feel energetic, feel loose. What parts of your body feel a little stiff, painful, tight, or sticky? And you can wiggle your body around as I walk you through this. And what parts of your body feel really quiet, like you can't feel them, you can't sense them? All right, we'll take one more inhale, one more exhale, and we'll open the eyes. Good. Let's just start with a little bit of nervous system work here. So we're just going to start with our gentle tapping under the collarbones. And we're going to add a hum. So lips are closed if you can. Bringing that hum all the way to the end of your exhale. When you need to inhale, try to inhale just through your nose. And just do 2 more hums like that. Okay, good. We're going to shake out the arms. Give a really good shake today. Let everything go. Make some sound. Stick out your tongue. Let your lips go. You can shake the legs if you're standing. Okay, and then settling the body back down. Let's bring hands behind the neck. So grabbing the back of the neck. You can use your knuckles if that's easier for you. And you're going to look down at your belly button. As you traction your hands down towards your collarbones, I want you to look up at the sky. Slide your lower jaw forward at the top. Yeah. And then back to the start. Grabbing the back of the neck, starting looking down, and then dragging the hands down. As you look up, slide the lower jaw forward. One more time like this. Grabbing, pulling, looking up, lower jaw forward. Good. I'm going to have you grab with just your left hand now, and you're going to turn head and neck and eyes and look to the right. Now, as I turn my head and look to the left, I'm going to do that same dragging of my hand to the top of my collarbone as I turn my head to the left. And then starting over again, looking to the right, grab the back of your neck And as you turn and look left, traction that hand down. Just do that one more time. So we're following the outline of one of your muscles called your sternocleidomastoid, also known as your SCM. This muscle can often hold a lot of tension. So this is just a good way to bring some fluid, some movement, some ease into that area. Go ahead and grab the other side. So you're looking to your left now. And as you turn your head and look to the right, pull your hand down. And again, looking left. And as you look to the right, traction and pull. Yep, let's do one more of those. Looking left, traction and pull to go right. Yeah. Okay, taking both hands, reaching down towards the floor. So I want you to think shoulders down and back here. So really actively as if you were reaching for something down here. And then you're gonna tilt your head left. Should be feeling a nice stretch through there. And then I want your eyes to go as far to the left as you can. What's the farthest thing you can see with your eyes? Just hold that for a sec. And then point your nose down at your left armpit and try to look over back behind your shoulder. So again, really challenging your eyes here. What's the furthest thing that you can see? And then release and come back to the center. Do a few shoulder circle rolls in between. Okay, and same thing, reaching both arms down towards the floor. Tilt your head right. Hold that for just a sec. Move just your eyes as far to the right as you can. Now point your nose down to your right armpit. And again, your eyes are going back behind you like you're trying to look over your shoulder. Hold that, breathe into that. And then release back to the center and roll the shoulders. Okay, good. So we're gonna do something called nerve flossing here. So just staying with the upper body for now. So right arm down at your side, and I want you to pull your wrist up. If you're able to widen the fingers, widen the fingers. And then you're gonna turn and point the fingers back behind you. Okay, good. So just start with a few shrugs and unshrugs of that one side. If burning and tingling or anything kicks in down through your wrist, go ahead and release it and just do it with a relaxed wrist. But we're just getting some of the nerves to move a little bit more in that area. Now traction that shoulder down, tilt your head away from that arm. You should be feeling a nice kind of stretch through the bicep out through the wrist. And then same idea, turn your nose down towards your armpit.
Hey, Rachel?
Yeah.
Going back a step, I was doing the movement and I was getting like tenderness in my top of my hand.
Yeah, so just if you release that wrist and you let the wrist hang, does that feel better?
Yeah, but it's going up.
Say it again.
It's moving my hand up.
Yes, right. That initiates that. Yeah. So that's that nerve flossing sensation. But if it's too intense, just let your wrist go limp.
Okay.
Yeah, but it's normal to feel like a like kind of a more intense stretch in there. We just don't want to hold it for too long.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a good question. Okay, so go ahead and release that side, and then let's do the other side. So palm reaching down towards the floor, pull the wrist up, spread the fingers if you're able to, and then point the fingers back behind you as much as you can. Start with a few shrugs and unshrugs. Now set that shoulder down, tilt your head to the right. Holding. Then point your nose down to the right armpit, holding. If it gets too intense, you can let it go. And then let everything go, shake the wrists out. Yeah. Just do a few more shoulder circle rolls. Okay, awesome. Good, let's do a body tap. So I'll have you, we'll start on whichever arm you'd like. We'll work down the outside of the arm and up the inside of the arm. Just as a reminder for folks that are just joining us today, this body tapping can look however you want it to look. It can be a stroke, it can be a knock, it can be more of a grab. So just playing with different sensations and seeing what your body prefers the most. Let's go over to the other side. If you find you have a tender spot, or if you find you have a spot that feels quiet, the parts of your body that aren't sending much information to your brain, spend an extra bit of time tapping those areas. Maybe it's your tricep. Maybe you have a hard time feeling or sensing your tricep. Maybe it's your hand. So you can always spend some extra time on the areas that are more quiet. One of the reasons why we do those body scans, it just gives you information about your body. What areas are quiet, what areas are barking at you. Okay, good. Then I want you to rub going down from the top of the ribs to the bottom of your ribs. My hands are on the side of my body. And I'm gonna do the same thing down my back, just stroking top to bottom. And you're doing the same thing. Are parts of what you're stroking right now kind of quiet to you? We're just waking those areas up, introducing them to your brain, to your nervous system. And then same idea with the legs. Tapping down the outside of the legs and up the inside. Go ahead and do that a few times. The more information your body has and your brain has about your body, the more efficiently you're going to move, and the more you're going to be able to move without pain. So we want to give your brain and your body as much information as we can. Making sure you get the tops of the legs, the bottoms of the legs, whatever you can reach there. Okay, good. And then go and just sit with that for a second. You can even close your eyes. And now just noticing, especially compared to the beginning of class, what feels different? Do any of those quiet areas feel more awake to you? Okay, and we'll open the eyes and we'll just find a twist. And if you're standing, you can let your hips go with you on this one. Tapping hand to opposite hip. Let your back knuckle tap your low back. Tap your kidneys. This is really good for the low back. And if you can't reach your low back, just tapping the side of your body is also good. And then can we also add a tap to the opposite shoulder? Tapping the low back and the opposite shoulder. And then can we bring that lower to the ribs? Almost like you're giving yourself a hug with one of your arms. That's it. And then go a little bit lower and a little bit lower. So maybe you're tapping the outsides of your hips now. Okay, good. And relax. Okay. Let me roll my sleeves up. We'll give the hands just a quick rub. Try to build up that heat, build up that friction. You can get the backs of your hands. If you're able to, I want you to find this flicking, like you're trying to flick water off of your hands. If that's hard for you fingers wise, you're gonna do a wrist motion, like you're revving up a motorcycle up and down. Yep. Whichever version you're doing there. And then everyone will just roll the wrists in this horizontal figure 8. If you're able to, spread the fingers wide as you do this one. And then can you start to make that movement bigger? So moving your elbows, your shoulders, just making it this really nice fluid movement, almost bringing it into like a butterfly stroke, up and around. Still doing that figure 8, starting to cross the arms in front of the body and working your coordination here. And you're switching the arm that's on top each time. One arm on top, one arm in the bottom as they come in towards the center of your body. Yeah, good. And then we're gonna hold our hands if that's available to you. Otherwise, just press the knuckles together. And I want you to find a really big horizontal figure 8 with your fists out in front of you. So arms can stay relatively straight, and just drawing a really big figure 8, moving your whole spine and your shoulders, making that as big as you can. There we go. Switch directions. Notice if one direction is easier for your brain, it's probably the direction you started with. Funny how the brain does that. Okay, good. Coming all the way back to the center, let's lift both arms overhead. Inhale, take an exhale to dive forward. If you're standing, you can just find a full roll down. Pause at the bottom. Take a couple of breaths there. And on your next exhale, peel yourself up off the ground. Coming all the way back up, arms overhead. Rotate slightly to your left. Dive up and over that left knee. Think of breathing into your right ribs. And then peel yourself back up. Good. Rotate slightly to the right. Peel yourself down. Breathing into the left ribs. And then slowly peeling yourself back up. Good. Open the arms, the chest, look up at the sky, and then shake everything out again. Okay, good. Let's find a check and a recheck here. We'll do this at the end of class also. So let's just start with a few overhead arm raises, just testing out your range of motion, speed of motion, ease of movement. Does one arm get higher than the other arm? You're just doing your normal check-in of how all of these movements feel. That looks great. Okay. Coming to our scarecrow arms or goalpost arms, finding internal and external rotation there, and just noticing the same things for this one. Good. And we'll bring arms together out in front of us, palms touching. You can cross the arms over the chest if you'd like. Yep. Rotating to your left. And then rotating to your right. And just going back and forth a few times. Testing that thoracic rotation, how that's feeling for you today. Good. And back to the center. We played with the neck again, but let's just do a test with the neck. Tilting the head left and right. Just noticing our range of motion there, how the neck is feeling. You can add a rotation too, so turning just the head left and right. If you're a standing athlete, you could be doing squats or sit to stands or a single leg balance, or even a double leg hip hinge, flat back hip hinge, okay? So just noticing, again, how that is all feeling. Okay, I wanna start with some visual stuff before we jump into the letter ball. So I'm just gonna have you grab your 2 pens. So remember, looking at the tip of the pens or your thumbs, whatever it is that you're using. And I want you to bring those 2 pens, start them close together. So Arms are out at arm's length distance from you. And there's maybe about a foot or so in between both pens. And I just want you to start by jumping your eyes from one tip to the next as quick as you can, where you're still able to focus on each tip before jumping to the next one. For those of you that are blind or visually impaired, you're going to bring this more into a full head and neck movement where your head, you can still hold the two pens out there, but your nose is oscillating between the two pen tips. So your head is on a swivel, just moving back and forth. Okay. Now I want everyone to widen the pens. So maybe the pens are now 2 to 3 feet apart, and do the same movement. Do maybe 20 more jumps here, 20 more eye jumps. I'll let you count for yourself. And the goal is to make that fast, to make those eye jumps fast without moving your head. Yeah. Yeah, good. Just watching people here. Once you've done those 20, bring one pen up, one pen down, maybe about 2 feet in between those pens. Same thing here, up, down with your eyes. Do maybe 30 jumps here. Again, just being really mindful that the head isn't moving, just the eyes are moving. And if it's hard for you to hold the pens in these positions, feel free to use something on the wall or on a painting or something in front of you. I'll let you do those 30 jumps, maybe finishing up the last several. And then I'm going to have you move your pen, left pen high, right pen low at a diagonal. Same thing, give me 20 more jumps. 20 more jumps back and forth. Once you've done those 20, you'll switch diagonals. I'm going to let you move at your own pace. I'm just going to watch people. Oh, yeah. Back and forth, back and forth. There you go. Nice, Andre. Try not to move your head too much. Just move in your eyes. I know that's tricky. Yeah. Good. Okay, when you've done those 40 jumps, you can still hold on to your pens. I just want you to find a few flexions, extensions here with your spine. So you're going to round your spine just halfway down, thinking of touching my nose to my breastbone, and then opening up. Exhale down, inhale open. Exhale round, inhale open. Just give me 2 more. Round and open, last one. And open, awesome. We're gonna jump right into another eye thing, into another eye drill here. Just taking one pen, holding that in front of your face. Okay, so just doing our convergence drills. Arms distance away from you, pen is right between your 2 eyes. If you know what you're doing, just jump right into it. You're gonna pull that pen in towards that spot between your 2 eyes. Once you start to see 2 pens, pull it away from your eyes. So we call these pencil push-ups, pulling the pen in, pulling the pen away. The goal is to only see 1 pen the whole time. For those of you with glasses, feel free to take your glasses off if you can still see the pen somewhat clearly. Otherwise, you can keep your glasses on. For example, I have my contacts in. I can't really take my contacts out, so I leave them in. If that feels easy for you, feel free to go faster. The faster you go, the harder this movement becomes. So that you're only seeing 1 pen the whole time. So I just want you to play with speed today if that feels easy. Yeah, maybe do 5 or so more pencil push-ups. And when you're done with those, I'll have you bring the pens back in. Let's see, are we gonna use these again? Yeah, actually, let's hold on to them. I won't have you drop them yet. Bring them out into a T, so holding them out to your side. Yeah, and I'm just gonna have you turn. Head is gonna look at the left pen, and then head looks at the right pen. And I just want you to start going back and forth, right to left, right to left. And again, if this is hard for your shoulders, feel free to use something on the wall, on either side of your walls to look at. Back and forth. Okay. Bring the pens back in. Drop one of your pens. Hold the other pen out in front of you. So now your nose and your eyes are going to stay on this pen. This is called gaze stabilization, but we're going to bring movement into it. I want your eyes to stay on the tip of the pen this entire time, okay? Rotate your whole body to the left. Keep your nose and eyes on the pen. You can open that pen as much as you can, and then back to the center. Yep. Rotate to the left and back to the center. Keep your eyes on the pen. I just want you to stay right here. Give me 4 more rotations. The faster you go, the more challenging this becomes. So as the background moves behind you, your eyes are staying locked on that pen. When you've done 4, switch hands or just switch thumbs and find 8 rotations on this side. Opening and closing. Eyes stay on the pen. Yeah. Eyes and head and neck. So folks who are blind or visually impaired, you're going to be doing the same movement here. Yeah, that looks really good, everybody. Can we all relax our shoulders a little bit? Just down, let the shoulder, yeah, that's it. Good, good, good. When you've done those 8, go ahead and set the pen down. Take your time. Okay, we'll grab our letter ball or a ball-shaped object of some sort. Remember, that could also be a rolled up pair of socks or a rag, something interesting for your eyes to look at, something that's patterned. Okay, for those of you that have been playing letter ball with me for a while, go ahead and go right into playing letter ball. If you're just joining me for today, I'm gonna walk you through it. So starting with the moving version instead of the throwing version, ball is into your chest. You move it away from your chest at any angle that you'd like. Look at the ball, quickly say the letter or the number and pull it back into your chest. Move it at a different angle, look at it, quickly say letter, number, and move it back in. So you're just doing that as quickly as you can, moving the ball away at a different angle, up, around, behind you, letting your eyes reset back to the center each time. If you are able to throw the ball and catch it around you, looking at the letter or the number, wherever you catch it, maybe bouncing it off the floor or throwing it off of a wall near you, you can do that too. Yeah, I'm just gonna give you maybe a minute or so to pick whatever version, throwing or moving the ball. And then I'm going to layer on. Okay, throwing in some brain speed now. When you see a letter, I want you to lift the right side of your body. That could be lifting your right foot, shrugging your right shoulder, or lifting your right arm, okay? So you're just lifting the right side of their body. When you catch a number, lift the left side of your body. Oh my God, what did I just say? Number, right side of your body, letter, left. Number, right, letter, left. Okay, we got it? Okay, so go right back into that. Let's see. So every time you catch a letter or number, lifting the appropriate side of your body. Just gonna watch folks here. So this is dealing more with something called brain speed, where your brain has to it sees something, it makes a decision, and then it has to act quickly by responding with a movement. Yeah, nice, everybody. Maybe just give me 10 or so more throws or more moves with the ball around you. Responding with the raises of the left or the right side. Nice, everyone. Maybe not as exciting as playing catch with someone, but better than not playing catch, right? Okay, we can set that ball down. Yeah, just come back to a few shoulder rolls. Just helping to reset the body here. Then we're gonna cross the arms over the chest and just find a rib translation side to side. So remember for this one, keeping the shoulders and the ribs parallel with the floor, if you're able to. And now as you do that, I want you, if you're able to try to lift that opposite butt cheek. So almost pretending like you just sat in gum under one side, you're trying to get your butt cheek out of it, and then under the other side. So what we're doing here is we're shortening the waist on each side, hiking that hip up. So these are using all of the low back muscles that attach onto your pelvis and go up your back. So really trying to hike that hip up, trying to get your butt cheek out of the gum. Maybe even challenging yourself to shift a little bit further. If you know you have a weaker side or a sleepier side, do more repetitions on that side. And if you don't know if you have a weaker side, then just do an even number on both sides. Okay, good. We're gonna bring that into a full hula hoop around your pelvis. Shifting, let me give you my side profile here. So shifting the ribs forward to the side and back behind the pelvis. To the other side, forward, back. Can you inhale to lift the ribs forward and exhale to flex back? Inhale, lift forward, exhale, flex back. Switch directions. Inhale and exhale. Remember, these spinal movements, they're not just good for the spine and all of the soft tissue. They quite literally are also massaging our organs, which is really, really important for good organ health. Our liver, our stomach, our gallbladder, our kidneys all need movement to keep the fluidity of those organs, to keep them flexible, for lack of a better word. Remember, the stiffer that organs get, the more problems we start to see in that area. So if you hear stomach noises while you're doing this one, then that's always a good sign. Okay, coming back to the center. Let's play a little bit with the vestibular system and then we'll hop back and forth. So for those of you that are in a chair and you're able to kind of spin around, whether it's a manual or a power chair, then feel free to do your spins in the chair. If you're in a chair that isn't spinning, then we're just gonna, actually let's go lift. Let's go hands behind the head if you can. Otherwise, hands will stay in front of the body. And you're gonna circle. I want you to think of circling everything above your belly button as quick as you can around. You bring your eyes with you. Remember, we're trying to emulate that little kid spinning sensation to get the vestibular system working. I want you to do an even number of circles in each direction. And also remember, if you're standing, you can just do a standing spinning circle. The faster, the bigger you go, the harder this is for the vestibular system. Yeah, so move at your own pace. If you get dizzy or nauseous, take a break, grab some water, close your eyes. Yeah. When you've done maybe 6 to 8 or 3 to 8 circles in each direction, take a break. Let's reset. We'll bring both arms overhead, take a nice roll down. And if you're finding that these movements are getting easier for you, then feel free to keep going or make it harder for yourself by going faster or bigger. Yeah, but just trusting yourself, knowing when is a good time to take a break. And then slowly roll yourself back up. Good. Bring the arms back behind you, interlace the fingers if you're able to, open the chest or just try to touch your palms together. And then release that. Okay. I'm gonna have you grab your pens again. Make sure mine are ready here. We're gonna do that near far eye movement that we've been working on the past couple of weeks. So let's hold the pens. And remember, if you don't have pens, you can use objects in your room, or if it's hard for your arms to stay up, you can use objects in your room. So holding pens at like a 45-degree angle. So not all the way out into a T, but slightly out in front of you. You're gonna turn your head to the left pen. Okay, so my nose is pointing towards my left pen. I look from the pen to the wall behind it, pen, wall behind it, pen, wall behind it. So 3 times back and forth. And then I'm gonna switch over to the other pen. My eyes go from near, far, near, far, near, far, and then switch pens. Near, far, near, far, near, far, switch pens. Okay, but picking something, so like I'm using a picture on one side of my wall and a painting on the other side of my wall. Pick something for your eyes to look at as they jump back and forth. So you just want to make that specific so your eyes have a target to get to. And you're only darting your eyes back and forth as fast as you can where things stay in focus. So make sure that the objects you're looking at, you get them into focus and then you jump to the next object. Jump, 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 jump. Just maybe do a couple more on each side. The goal is over time that this gets easier and quicker for you. Your eyes adjust faster and it gets better. Okay. Go ahead and drop your pens one last time. And then we're gonna work a little bit on some coordination here. Before we do, let's just reset the body one more time. So let's bring right arm up towards the sky. Take that into a nice side bend. If you can reach your left arm down towards the ground, go for it. Both arms come up, reset at the center, and then side bend the other way. Inhale into the open ribs. Exhale to center. Yeah. Inhale to side bend. And exhale center. Inhale side bend. And exhale center. Yep, one more each side. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Good. And let the arms come down. Okay. All right. So we're bringing in our wild coordination patterns here. So I'm going to have left arm is going to make, we'll keep that arm straight, and it's going to make a horizontal figure 8. Pick a direction, any direction. Something you can maintain. Doesn't have to be huge, just a good size. And then your right hand is going to tap head. So fingers come to the head. Hip, knee. Head, hip, knee. Head, hip, knee. And you're just trying to keep the pattern of your arm moving as you find that tapping pattern. Oh, I think I messed up already. You might notice that figure 8 slows down. That's okay. Just keep it going. If the tapping is too challenging, I just want you to tap knee, hip, knee, hip, knee, hip, instead of the 3 taps. If you find that that is really hard coordination-wise, just bring that into knee and hip taps. Okay, take a break. Let's switch arms. Let's first get that sideways figure 8 going. And then when you're ready, knee, actually let's reverse it on this side. Let's go, I'm sorry, knee, hip, head. Oh, I messed up on the first one. That's never a good sign. Knee, hip, head, knee, hip, head. Oh, the side is way harder for me. Keep going, keep going. Do 2 more. Okay, and take a break. Okay, which side was harder for you? Go back to that side. Yeah, I'm gonna stay on the same side we just were because that was a mess for me. So go to your harder side, just do it 1 more time on your harder side. Get the arm going on the harder side, and then find the coordination, tapping. Make sure you're still breathing. And if that means your arm moves really slow, that's okay too. Okay, good. And everyone relax. Awesome. Okay, find a little shakeout. All right, we're gonna give ourselves a big hug. Find a roll as low to the ground as you can. Take an inhale at the bottom and then exhale, roll up. Lift everything up at the top. Spread your fingers if you can. Lift up, shrug your shoulders up. Reach, 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 reach a little higher. Yep, and then give yourself a big hug. Switch the direction of your arms and roll down. Inhale at the bottom. Exhale, roll up. Really exaggerate that reach at the top. Oh, can you go a little bit higher, a little bit higher? Yep, and last one, give yourself a big hug and roll down. Inhale, and then exhale, roll up. Last reach up at the top. Can you get even taller than you just were? Good, and bring the arms back down. Give the shoulders and the ribs a little shake. Let's come back to our rotating movement. So opposite knuckles tap the low back. Just finding your breath again. This is always a good reset movement. Okay. Quieting, slowing the body down. We'll come to some kind of a still point, seated or standing. We'll close the eyes. Let's bring one hand to the chest, one hand to the belly. Finding your breath. And then finding that same body scan. And noticing if it changed from the beginning of class. What parts of your body feel good, feel more awake, more alive? What parts of your body maybe still feel a little stiff, tight, sticky, painful? And then what parts of your body feel quiet or perhaps don't feel so quiet anymore? What parts of your body can you really feel? Can you really sense? Go ahead and think of one thing you're grateful for today. Take one more inhale, one more exhale, and we'll open the eyes. Awesome. Thank you so much for joining today, everybody. Happy holidays, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year's. Thank you for joining. And just as one more reminder, I'll be here teaching next Tuesday, but we will not have class next Thursday. Another big shout out to Move United for continuing to sponsor these classes. But if you are feeling generous, we of course are still accepting donations from BORP, for BORP. Sarah Dawn will post that link down in the chat box. So if you'd like to donate, please feel free. Any amount is more than welcome. And I think that is it. I'll stick around for questions if anyone has questions. Otherwise, have a lovely holidays, and we'll see you next week.
Thank you so much, Rachel.
Yeah,
Thank you.
Yeah.
Really good.
Good. Awesome.
I didn't get lightheaded today, so that means I'm improving, right?
Good. Yeah, that's always a good sign.
Thank you, Rachel. It's Laurie. Have yourself a great new year, and look forward to seeing you in the new year.
Awesome. Thanks, Laurie. Have a good one.
Thank you, too. Bye.
Bye.